हरि ओम। ओ ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धाविश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायापतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगताम् अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वतीपतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। So Bhagwan concludes his teaching with that beautiful shloka. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyah mokshishyami ma shuchah. Thereafter, Bhagwan gives the Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi, that who is fit to gain this knowledge, how and to whom this knowledge should be imparted, and how those devotees are extremely dear to me. Bhagwan says that there cannot be anyone more dear than one who shares this wisdom with everyone around. Bhagwan says, even if we listen to this Bhagavad Gita with Shraddha, we will be able to destroy a lot of our impurities and attain a higher world. But if we listen and understand, then we will gain better, more benefit. And if we practice and then gain abidance in ourselves, we will gain liberation here and now. So after imparting this entire teaching, Bhagwan asks few questions to Arjuna. So he is asking, कि हे अर्जुन कि कश्चित एतश्रुतम पार्थ, ओ पार्थ, have you heard what I spoke to you with single pointed attention, tvaya ekagrena chetasa? Because only when we hear it with single pointed attention, full of faith, with that free from all other negativities, then that knowledge will enter our system. Bhagwan's words will enter our system, purify our antakarana, and reveal that supreme truth. And if the Shishya fails to understand, then the teacher is willing to teach in some different way till the disciple understands the subject very clearly, free from all doubts. Therefore, Bhagwan is asking these questions. कि कश्चिद एतश्रुतं पार्थ त्वया एकाग्रेण चेतसा. And the main purpose of teaching was to remove the moha, the confusion which was there in Arjuna's antakarana. So Bhagwan is asking, कि कश्चिद अज्ञान सम्मोहः प्रणष्टस्ते Dhananjaya, हे Dhananjaya, that sammoha which was there in your antakarana regarding your duties, regarding your own nature, which was born from ignorance of your own self. So is that sammoha got destroyed? Did it get destroyed? Kaschid ajnana sammoha pranashtaste Dhananjaya. So now, after listening to these questions, Arjuna gives his reply, very beautiful shloka. Arjuna, he says, shloka number 73. Arjuna uvacha nashto mohasmritirlabdha tvat prasadanmayachyuta stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Arjuna uvacha. Arjun, he replies. The meaning of the name Arjun also is one who is having a pure antakkarana and who is straightforward. One who doesn't have any crookedness in his personality is called Arjuna. So Arjuna is replying very sincerely. He says very confidently, he says, Nashto mohaha, that all my moha got destroyed. And smritil labdha, and I have regained my memory. And all this was possible by your grace. So tvat prasadat, by your kripa only, by your prasada, I could gain all this. Maya achyuta, he achyuta, O Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Stitosmi, I am now well established in my self. Gata sandeha, all my doubts have got dispelled. Karishye vachanam tava, I will do as you have told me. According to the wisdom which you have given to me, I will do the work. So, let us try to understand this shloka. So, Nashto mohaha, Shankaracharya ji writes, कि अज्ञानजः समस्त संसार अनर्थ हेतुः सागर इव दुस्तरः. What is this moha? It is born from ignorance. It's a confusion, delusion is called moha, confusion of our intellect. The intellect, when it doesn't understand things clearly, then that is called moha only. So what was the moha in Arjuna's intellect? He was confused regarding his duties. On the face of it, when he came on the battlefield, and when Arjuna saw his own people on either side of this, battalions, seeing his own near and dear one, Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya, and his other brothers and his teachers, he got really very shaken up by the whole situation, and he thought that all these people will die, or many of them will die, because war is not some party or something. People die, and even great warriors, they die, because the Kshatriyas, they never give up. They either win or they die. So Arjuna realized this when he saw all these people assembled in the battlefield. And even before they died, means imagining the death of all these people, Arjuna became very, very dejected and depressed and started grieving. He started grieving for all of them. And then he deeply also realized that if suppose I don't fight this war, maybe I can save all these people. Maybe they will not get killed. If we can somehow prevent this war, though Bhagwan Krishna himself had tried to prevent that war, but Arjuna also started thinking that somehow if this war is not fought, then it will be good. And all of them are fighting because of this kingdom. So what if we just renounce this kingdom, give up everything, and just go away from this place. So all this type of thought came to Arjuna's mind. Then he thought that I am a Kshatriya, I should fight. But they are my people, how can I fight? So there was conflict in his mind. So he was not very clear about what exactly is the right thing to do. So there was total confusion regarding the real nature of the self, because he thought the self is that which, the body itself is the self which will die, or he must have thought that even if he thought that Sukshma Sharir is the self, it will die and go to other lokas, but this world will suffer. So all different confusion was there in Arjuna's mind. And Shastras, they say the main basic reason for this confusion is ignorance of our own self. We really don't know who we are. All of us, we really don't know who we really are. Though we all the time use the term I, but the real nature of this I is not known. And that is the main cause of all confusion. Not only confusion, but also all sorrow, pain, fear, grief. So that is the fundamental cause of all our suffering, this ignorance of the self. So we have to gain the proper recognition of the self. So here it can happen only through self-knowledge, which Bhagavan revealed systematically from the second chapter onwards. Bhagavan step by step revealed the whole wisdom to Arjuna. Because why so many verses are required? Actually, a person if is all having adhikar and ready, will be able to understand even if it is conveyed briefly. But when we have lot of confusion and different questions in our mind, then it needs lot of explanation. So Bhagavan explained and gave this wisdom in so many chapters, talking about various things. Not only he revealed the identity of that jiva, that also that antaratma. Bhagavan talked about Ishvara, Bhagavan talked about this world, Bhagavan talks about his vibhutis. He also showed his Vishwarupa to Arjuna, talked about bhakti, talked about the oneness of the Kshetrajna and Ishvara. So many things. Talked about the whole world as one inverted tree with the roots above. Talked about the gunas and how they create this bondage. So many things. So after listening to all these things, Arjuna says, my confusion has gone now. Nashto moha. So this is one aspect. Confusion has gone. But how this confusion has gone? It has gone because of proper recognition of the self. The self-knowledge has taken place. He has understood who he really is. He might not have gained abidance in his self, but the recognition of that self has taken place. So very beautifully, Arjuna, he says here, ki smritir labdha, that I have gained the memory. So why this word memory is being used here? smritihi. See, let us think about this a little bit. What is the meaning of memory? One is memory is that what we have experienced in the past. It comes to us in the present. What we have experienced in our past, it gets recalled in our antakarana and we experience it in the present. Suppose you have experienced something a week ago and you might have just forgotten, it might have just be in some corner of your mind, but then something happens and it triggers that memory and then you recollect it again, you remember. People sometimes they remember the past incidents, a sorrowful incident, and they become unhappy even in the present moment, remembering the whole thing. We meet our some friend after a long time, after a few years. Then we remember the things which we had experienced before. Then some sad event which we had experienced we recollect, and then we become unhappy also. Or we remember some nice incident and we become happy. So this memory is very strange thing. The object is not in front of us. The incident is not in front of us, but it is there stored in our antakarana. And something triggers that and it comes in the present moment and gives us the same experience which we had in the past. So that is what we call memory. So why that term is used here? See, about the self also, we get that knowledge. That knowledge is a type of memory. Not exactly same as memory, but like memory. It is called recognition. It is also called pratyabhijna, another term which is used for that self-knowledge. Recognition of the self is pratyabhijna. Let me give example. That let us say I am traveling and then I meet a person and that person is very friendly with me. So he is just sitting next to me, it's very friendly, starts talking and asking me question, how are you and how is everyone at home and how is that person. So I wonder, who is this fellow? He seems to know me. He seems to know my other acquaintance and other people also. So who is he? So I am speaking to that person, an unknown person, who seemed very friendly. Then I finally asked him that I am sorry, I did not recognize you. Who are you? He just smiles at me. He says, you didn't recognize me? I am that neighbor. I used to live next to your house and we used to be so close to each other. We used to go for walks Every morning we used to play that badminton together. Don't you remember? 20 years ago. Then suddenly I see some familiarity. I see something similar. I then recollect everything and recognize that person as the same whom I had met 20 years ago. So that is called recognition. Now see, very strange thing. I was with that person. I was talking to that person. I was experiencing the presence of that person, but I had not recognized him. But when he revealed himself, suddenly that recognition happened. What I was experiencing, I recognize that person. If this example is clear, now let us see about our own self. We experience our own self means our own presence in the Jagrat Avastha. All the time we are experiencing ourself. I keep using the term I, that I itself is self. In Sanskrit, that I itself is called Atma. So I am experiencing myself all the time. I am seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, walking, talking, being happy, unhappy. So all the time there is experience of my own presence. Then in the dream also I am present. Though the whole situation changes, but the same I who was in the waking, the same I am present in the dream also. Therefore, when I wake up from the dream, I remember, I say, yes, I dreamt. I who is present now, the same I was dreaming. And then when I go into deep sleep, dreamless sleep, I don't experience the world, I don't experience the body, I don't experience the mind, I don't have a conscious experience of I am also. But I am present there. I have an experience of my own presence. So when I wake up from my deep sleep, again come back into waking state, I say that I slept happily. So the one who was sleeping, I know that same person is awake now. The one who was asleep and the one who is awake is the same entity. But when I was asleep, I was devoid of all my upadhis. And when I am awake, I identify with all my upadhis. And based on the activities of the upadhis, I define myself. I am a doer, I am a knower, I am an enjoyer. But free from all these upadhis and free from all the activities, I alone was there in my deep sleep. So the one whom I had experienced in my deep sleep is the same entity now. So that experience is called pratyabhijna, recognizing that the one who was asleep is the same who is present now. That is called pratyabhijna, a recognition. But the problem is this is not a complete recognition. It is not a complete recognition. The Shastras come and tell me that that entity, you who were there in deep sleep and who is present now also, is not confined only to this body. You are not restrained only to this body. You are all pervading. You are present in all the bodies. You are that Brahma. You are that Brahma. You, that entity who is actually different from all these upadhis, whom you recognize when you wake up as that person am I. I am not different from that Sushupta Atma. That Sushupta Atma is actually that Brahma. So the Shastras introduces ourself to ourself. The job of the Shastras are to introduce ourself to ourself. We know ourselves but not completely. There is a lot of misunderstanding about ourselves. We have experience of our own self, but we don't have proper recognition of our own self. The Shastras make us recognize ourselves as we are. And once we recognize ourselves as we are, we say, oh, I remember now. I remember who am I. I have gained that pratyabhijna of who am I. I have gained that recognition of who I am. What is my real nature? I have recognized. So that recognition is what is required. That is what is called smriti here. That I come to recognize myself as I am. I have the experience of myself, but I don't have full recognition of myself. The Shastras reveal that to me. I had given one example before also, let me give it again. That a shepherd found a very shining stone and he liked that stone very much and he tied it around the neck of a sheep. Then somebody from the city had come there and he saw that stone and he was quite amazed. He said, will you give that stone to me? I will pay you. Whatever you want, I will give you. But I want that stone. So this shepherd was quite alarmed, amazed that why this person is interested in this ordinary stone, which I was playing with this stone and I have tied around this neck of this sheep, which is all the time there with me. Why this fellow is interested? So he wanted to know. So he didn't sell that stone, but he took it out and he approached different people and asked them, how much will you give me money for this stone? So he asked a vegetable vendor. He quoted some amount, little amount. Then he asked other people. Then finally he went to a person who was a knower of jewels, stones, precious stones. He asked, and he said, this stone is invaluable. It's a diamond. It has to be properly cut, and that shape has to be brought out, and it's an invaluable diamond, which you are all the time thinking it is only an ordinary stone. It's a diamond, invaluable. So then suddenly he realized the worth of that stone. Similarly, this I is like that stone which we have as though tied around the ship, thinking that it's an ordinary stone. Karta, Bhokta, Jnata, Jiva. The Shastras first come and tell me that it's not a Karta, Bhokta, Jnata, Jiva. You are not the doer of actions. You are not the enjoyer of this Sukha and Dukkha. You are not the knower of this limited body, mind and this world. You are that infinite Brahma, Satyam, ever existent, Jnanam, pure knowledge, Anantam, infinite, Anandam, bliss. That is what you really are. So wipe out all this dust. Neti, neti, neti. Remove all this, the dust which has got accumulated on yourself as though, and recognize your worth. You have been told from beginningless time, and you have assumed yourself to be a limited, miserable being, useless being, but you are that Supreme Brahma. Recognize, remember who you are. Realize your real worth. So that's what happened to Arjuna. He recognized his own real worth. He remembered his real nature as that Supreme Brahma. Same thing happened to Arjuna when he was interacting with Bhagwan Sri Krishna. He thought he is an ordinary human being, my friend, who was born in Mathura. But when Bhagwan showed him his Vishwarupa, then Arjuna recognized Krishna as Brahma. He recognized Krishna, his friend, as Brahma. He knew his friend. He used to interact with his friend. He was always with his friend, but he had not recognized him. Now he recognized his friend as Brahma. Again, Arjuna is to experience this world constantly changing, inert, limited, full of impurities, full of imperfections. Then he recognized this world is also Brahma. This world is expression of the Shakti of that Brahma. That para Prakriti itself is presenting itself as this world. So he recognized the divinity of this world. He recognized the divinity of Krishna. And he recognized the divinity of his own self, which he was all the time experiencing. but he was experiencing himself wrongly, falsely. He recognized. He regained his smriti. He got that direct understanding of his own self. And that is what all of us should do, should recognize. Bhagwan is introducing ourself to ourself. Bhagwan is telling us who we really are. An example I have heard that a prince who was, when he was born, he was taken away from his parents and he was raised in the forest as an ordinary person. And when he grew, when he became a young man, he thought he is just an ordinary forest dweller. But then the minister or someone happened to see him and happened to see the mark on his body, and he recognized him as that lost prince, and he revealed that knowledge to him, that you are not this ordinary person, you are the prince, you are the king. So same thing, our Shastras, they make us recognize what we are experiencing, whom we are experiencing all the time. We are experiencing ourselves. Experience of ourselves is not what we want. What we want is recognition of ourselves as we are. See Karna in Mahabharata, we hear about Karna, the eldest son of Kunti, but was raised by an ordinary person, a charioteer, and till he grew to become a dynamic person, he did not know who he really was. He did not know that he was one of the Pandavas. He did not know that he is actually he would have become the king of that whole Hastinapur. He did not know who he really was. Then just before the war, Bhagwan revealed his identity to him. It's just an example, his worldly identity. And he came to know that I, with whom he was living all the time, right from childhood till now, he came to know that I am one of the Pandavas. I am the son of Kunti. I am the son of that Surya Bhagwan. Similarly, I have been living with myself from beginningless time, and in this life also, all the time I am living with myself, experiencing myself. The Shastras just reveal my identity to me. The Shastras tell me that, hey, you are Brahma. Recognize yourself as Brahma. Realize yourself as Brahma. Regain your memory, regain that pratyabhijna, understand that the one who is there, separate from all the upadhis, that is the real I, and that I am Brahma. So nashto mohas smritil labdha. Arjuna says, all my moha has got dispelled and I have really gained my memory, my understanding, my recognition that I am that Brahma. And how all this happened? Tvat prasadat. See, Karna, however much he might have looked into the mirror, or must have meditated, or must have interacted with people, but nothing gave him that understanding that he was that Kunti Putra. Only when Kunti revealed, when his identity was revealed, he came to know. Similarly, however much we may live in this world, work, meditate, do all sorts of kasrat, exercise, but only when our identity is revealed by the Shastras, we come to know who we really are. So here Bhagwan Sri Krishna revealed that identity to Arjuna when Arjuna surrendered to Bhagwan Krishna and he requested him, please accept me as your disciple and teach me. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. And Bhagwan taught him, ki you are that Brahma, Tattvamasi. You are Brahma, and this world which you see is not different from you. Is not different from you. But you are different from the world. Your supreme nature is different from the world. Just like the pot. The pot is not different from the clay, but the clay is different from the pot. Similarly, world is not different from me, but I am different from the world. I am that Satchidananda Brahma. World is asat, jada, parichinna. World is my expression. World is just a name and form, but its essential nature is myself. So I come to recognize myself, I come to recognize the world, I come to recognize Ishvara, I come to know all this is my own self, everything is that Brahma. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. So this recognition happened by Bhagwan's Kripa. Therefore Arjuna says, Tvat prasadat maya achyuta. This happened by your Kripa, He Bhagwan. Here Krishna Bhagwan is addressed as Achyuta. It's a very beautiful name. Achyuta means one who has never fallen down. See, Bhagwan Krishna is that Sakshat, that Brahma. But how is he appearing? He is appearing in a human form. He is the Lord of this, Ishvara of this entire creation. But what was his role there? He was just a charioteer of Arjuna. So it might appear that, oh, that Brahma, that Ishvara has fallen down. No, he never falls down. He never comes down from his nature. His nature never changes. Even though Krishna Bhagwan appears to be the charioteer, but he is the Ishvara of this whole world. He appears to be in a human form, but he is that all-pervading Brahma. So Arjuna says, Tvat prasadat mayachyuta, by your grace, by your kripa, I have come to recognize my real self, who I really am. The one whom I was experiencing all the time as an ordinary, limited being, I came to know now that I am that Brahma, that all pervading supreme reality am I. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Stitosmi, and this is not a fleeting knowledge or just information that I have collected or just a passing thing which I heard and I appreciated. No, stitosmi. I am firmly abiding in this understanding. It is not just a superficial understanding, but I am firmly abiding in this understanding. Stitosmi. Gata sandeha, all my sandeha, all my doubts are gone, eliminated. Shankaracharya ji, he writes कि अनेन मोहनाश प्रश्न प्रतिवचनेन सर्वशास्त्रार्थ ज्ञान फलम एतावद एव इति निश्चितं दर्शितं भवति यद उत अज्ञान सम्मोहनाश आत्मस्मृति लाभ च इति. That from this Arjuna's Bhagwan's question and Arjuna's reply, one comes to know the purpose of this knowledge revealed in Bhagavad Gita is to remove all our confusion, to dispel all our doubts, to destroy that ignorance, and to regain our understanding of our own Supreme Self, to recognize ourselves as I really am. Atmasmriti labha, to gain the Atmasmriti labha, to recognize myself as I really am, to remember my Supreme Swarupa. And this is said in the Shastras, also in the Upanishad, कि तथा च श्रुतौ अनात्मविद शोचामि. In Chandogya Upanishad it is said that one who doesn't recognize his self, that person alone suffers, that person alone grieves. But one who recognizes his own self becomes free of all grief. इति उपन्यस्य आत्मज्ञाने सर्वग्रंथि विप्रमोक्षः उक्तः. So Narad ji had approached his brother and he requested his brother, saying that I am having this grief and I have heard that only through self-knowledge one can become free of all grief. Then his brother gives him this knowledge and Naradji becomes free of all grief. Also in Mundaka Upanishad it is said कि भिद्यते हृदय ग्रंथि ही छिन्द्यन्ते सर्व संशयाः क्षीयन्ते च यस्य कर्माणि तस्मिन् दृष्टे परावरे. That when we come to recognize our own self, then all the knots of our antakarana gets broken. There is this avidya rupi knot is there, because of which there is confusion about aham and idam. That aham and idam has got totally entangled with each other, because of which there is this adhyasa. So when we come to recognize ourselves, this knot gets untangled, we become free of all the doubts and all the karma bandhan gets destroyed. So Arjuna says, ki gata sandeha, all my sandeha, all my doubts have got ascended. Because this lot of doubts, they prevent us from gaining that abidance in our own self. So with constant practice, all our doubts get eliminated and we gain that supreme abidance in our own self. So stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. I will now just do as you said, means the expression, whatever the body and whatever the situation is there, and whatever the Prakriti wants to express, let it get expressed. I am just surrendering to you. Karishye vachanam tava. Shankaracharya ji, he writes कि अथ इदानीं त्वच्छासने स्थितः अस्मि गतसन्देहः मुक्त संशयः. All संशय has gone. करिष्ये वचनं तव. अहं त्वत्प्रसादात् कृतार्थः. With your blessings I have become कृतार्थः. I have become fulfilled. न मम कर्तव्यम् अस्ति. I know that I don't have anything else to attain in this world. I have nothing to do in this world. I have nothing to acquire in this world. After recognizing my own self, there is nothing more to be achieved. There is nothing more to be gained. Then the enlightened person just lives expressing whatever prarabdha of this body. Lives in this world as an enlightened, as a free person, Jivan Muktaha. So with that deep attitude of Sharanagati and deep understanding of his real nature, Arjuna is saying, telling Bhagwan that I will just do as you have advised. Karishye vachanam tava. So this is the most beautiful thing. It's a fulfillment. So we saw that how Arjuna was confused in the beginning and how after listening to Bhagwan all his confusion got dispelled and he gained the memory of his own real self. Nashto mohasmitil labdha tvat prasadan maya chuta Stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. So all of you who are listening, you should also gain the similar abidance in your own supreme self. Recognize yourself, the self which you are experiencing. We are not talking about some theory, some concept. And whatever I have explained the whole Bhagavad Gita, not using all sorts of technical terms and some which may not have any meaning, but it's a direct, what you are experiencing as I, that itself is that supreme self. That itself is Brahma. That see, when you in the ocean also, sometimes you see only a small tip of the iceberg. A huge mountain like ice is floating in the ocean, but on the surface of that water you see only a little tip. But when you dive deeper, you come to know that it is a huge mountain. Similarly, that supreme Brahma, that infinite Brahma, is experienced as a little tip in your Sushupta Avastha. In Sushupti, what we are experiencing as I is the tip of that Brahma, because we experience it only in this body. So the Shastras say that recognize that itself as Brahma. Drop your identification with this body and understand that you are all pervading Brahma. Sustitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Okay. So thus concludes the teaching of this Gita. The dialogue gets concluded here of Arjuna and Bhagwan Sri Krishna. But the Bhagavad Gita began with the question of Dhritarashtra, and Sanjaya was replying to him. So the basic background of this Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. So in order to conclude the Bhagavad Gita, the words of Sanjaya is mentioned here. So parisamaptah shastrartha ata idanim katha sambandha pradarshanartham. So to show the link of this story. What is the story that Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra were discussing? Sanjaya was describing what happened in the battlefield, and Sanjaya described the whole dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. So what happened further? What was Sanjaya's experience while describing this Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra? What was Sanjaya's experience? That is very sweet and very beautiful. That is revealed in the following 5 verses that we will see in our class tomorrow. So till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your work, do your sadhana, and just recognize what is revealed in Bhagavad Gita. It is introducing yourself to yourself. अपनी ही पहचान भगवद गीता कराती है. So more about this we will see tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम.